The moment your paycheck hits your bank account in 2026, you have exactly 15 seconds before your brain starts making terrible financial decisions. I am not kidding about this. 15 seconds is all it takes for most people to mentally spend money they have not even seen yet. Your brain starts calculating how much you can spend on that new device, how many times you can order takeout this week, or whether you can finally afford that subscription you saw on social media. But what if I told you that those same 15 seconds could be the difference between staying broke forever and actually building real wealth? What if there was a simple routine you could follow every single time you get paid that would automatically put you ahead of 90% of people financially? I have spent years helping people figure out what to do with their money the moment it shows up in their accounts. If you are tired of wondering where all your cash goes every month and you actually want to build something meaningful with your income, you are in the right place. The average person today has no clue what happens to their money after they get paid. They know their rent gets paid somehow, and their digital subscriptions magically renew themselves. But beyond that, it is complete financial chaos. Most people are basically financial sleepwalkers stumbling through life, wondering why they never have anything left over at the end of the month. The reality is that most people treat their paycheck like a surprise gift, instead of treating it like the powerful wealth-building tool it actually is. They get excited when it arrives, spend most of it on random things they probably do not need, and then spend the next 2 weeks checking their bank balance obsessively. But successful people do something completely different. They have a system. They have a routine. And that routine starts the moment their paycheck arrives. It is not complicated and it is not flashy, but it works. And it works so well that once you start doing it, you will wonder how you ever managed your money any other way. The secret is understanding that your paycheck is not just money you earned. It is your future financial freedom chopped up into monthly installments. Every dollar that comes into your account is a tiny building block that can either contribute to your wealth or disappear into the black hole of mindless spending. Most people approach their finances backward. They pay all their bills, buy whatever they want, and then try to save whatever is left over. There is never anything left over when you work that way. It is like trying to fill a bucket with a giant hole in the bottom and wondering why you cannot hold any water. The people who actually build wealth flip this entire process on its head. They pay themselves first, allocate every dollar with intention, and make their money work as hard as they do. They understand that financial success is not just about making more money. It is about having a system that works regardless of how much you earn. Think about it this way. If you earn $50,000 a year and you save and invest 10% of it consistently, you are going to be in better shape than someone who earns $100,000 but spends every penny. The person following a system will retire comfortably, while the higher earner will be working until they are 80, because they never learned how to manage what they had. This brings us to the foundation of our 2026 wealth strategy. Before you can build wealth, you need to know exactly where your money is going. The first step in our paycheck routine is something that sounds simple, but is absolutely critical to your success. You need to determine what percentage of your income goes toward true necessities. These are the things you literally cannot live without. We are talking about housing costs, like rent or your mortgage, food that keeps you healthy, basic transportation, essential utilities, and health care. Notice, I did not include your premium entertainment packages or the gym membership you never use. Those might feel necessary, but they are not actually required for your survival. Here is where most people get this completely wrong. They look at their expenses and convince themselves that everything is a necessity. That expensive car payment becomes essential transportation. The daily coffee visits become necessary fuel for productivity. But here is the reality check for 2026. If you are spending more than 60% of your take-home pay on true necessities, you are living in the financial red zone. You are either living somewhere too expensive for your income, or you are calling luxuries necessities to feel better about your spending. Let us look at a real example. Imagine someone earning $75,000 per year. After taxes, they might take home roughly $4,750 each month. If their rent is $1,800 and their car payment is $400, and they spend $500 on food, they are already at $2,700. That is about 57% of their take-home pay, which is reasonable in a high-cost area. The key is being brutally honest about what you actually need versus what you want. Your future financial freedom depends on your ability to make this distinction clearly and consistently. Once you know your true necessity percentage, you will know exactly how much money you have available for everything else. The second critical step happens before you even think about spending money on anything fun. You need to make sure you are staying current on any minimum debt payments you might have. This is about protecting your credit reputation and avoiding late fees that can destroy your progress. Your credit score is like your financial resume. It determines what interest rate you will pay on a house, or whether you can qualify for a decent loan. The difference between excellent credit and terrible credit often comes down to just one missed payment. If you drop just a few percentage points on your on-time payments, your score will tank. In 2026, the credit system is unforgiving, but the rules are simple. Make your minimum payments on time, every single time. This step is not glamorous, but it is the foundation that everything else is built on top of. Now that we have covered the foundation, let us talk about the shield, building an emergency fund. I know emergency funds are not exciting, but stick with me, because this might be the most important part of your entire strategy. An emergency fund is exactly what it sounds like. It is money you set aside for when life throws you a curveball. And life loves throwing curveballs in this economy. Your car breaks down, your laptop dies, or an unexpected medical bill arrives on a Tuesday. The goal is to have 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved up in an account you can access immediately. Do not invest this money in the stock market where it might lose value right when you need it. Just let it sit there in a boring savings account, ready to rescue you. If your necessities cost $2,700 a month, your emergency fund should be between $8,000 and $16,000. That might sound like an impossible amount to save right now, but remember, you are not trying to do it all at once. Emergency funds are about peace of mind. When you have that money sitting in the bank, you sleep differently at night. You walk into work with more confidence because you know you are not one bad day away from disaster. But here is where people mess this up. They think their emergency fund needs to earn amazing returns, so they put it in risky assets. Then an actual emergency happens, and their money is worth less than when they started. Your emergency fund should be liquid and boring. Put it in a high-yield savings account and call it a day. Once your emergency fund is established, you have officially graduated from survival mode to wealth-building mode. Step 4 is where you start investing for your future self. This is where the magic of compound interest begins to work in your favor. If your employer offers any kind of retirement plan with matching contributions, this should be your absolute first priority. Think about employer matching as free money. If your boss offered to give you free money in exchange for you saving for your own future, you would take it immediately. That is exactly what a match is. It is a 100% return on your investment on day one. Beyond the match, you should aim to invest about 10% of your gross income for retirement. This money is working for you over decades. The earlier you start, the less you will need to contribute each month to reach your goals. If someone starts investing at 25, they can reach $1 million much easier than someone who starts at 35. In 2026, time is literally money. Most people overthink investing to the point where they never actually start. They spend months researching the perfect strategy or reading about different funds. The truth is that a simple, diversified index fund that tracks the overall market is perfect for most people. You do not need to pick individual stocks or outsmart professional investors. You just need to start investing consistently. Once your retirement investing is on autopilot, it is time to tackle your high-interest debt. This is where you play the hero by slaying the monsters that are eating your wealth. Any debt charging you more than 15% interest needs to go. We are primarily talking about credit card debt here. Credit card companies are sophisticated wealth extraction machines. They want you to stay in debt for decades. If you only make minimum payments on a $5,000 balance at 18% interest, it will take you 30 years to pay it off. 30 years is longer than most people spend raising their children. You have two strategies here, the avalanche method and the snowball method. The avalanche method saves you the most money because you pay off the highest interest rates first. The snowball method gives you quick wins because you pay off the smallest balances first. Pick the one you will actually stick with and stop making new debt while you are paying off the old debt. Step 6 is the Roth Individual Retirement Account. This is a powerful tool for your future because all your gains grow completely tax-free. You pay taxes on the money you put in now, but when you retire, every dollar of growth is yours to keep. Imagine planting a tree today and never having to pay taxes on the fruit it produces for the rest of your life. The key is starting early, because you cannot go back and make up for the years you missed. Open your account with a reputable broker and keep it simple with index funds. Finally, we reach the 7th destination, which is taxable investing. This is where you build serious wealth beyond just retirement accounts. Once you have handled all the previous steps, you join the ranks of people who make money while they sleep. Taxable investing means putting money into assets that grow in value over time. This could be stocks, real estate, or other reliable assets. The wealthy understand that owning assets is how you build lasting wealth, while most people stay broke by only buying things that lose value. The final step that ties everything together is the most important one. You must automate everything we just discussed. Willpower is like a muscle that gets tired throughout the day. You might feel motivated on Monday, but by Thursday, you will be tired and stressed. You will look at your account and think you will save next week instead. But next week never comes for most people. This is why automation is critical in 2026. When your money moves automatically according to your plan, you remove human emotion and laziness from the equation. Your money gets allocated properly, whether you are having a good day or a terrible day. Here is how to handle automation. When your paycheck hits your account, let it sit for one day. Then, on the second day, automatic transfers should happen like clockwork. Money moves to savings, money moves to your emergency fund, and money moves to your investments. The beauty of this system is that you never have to think about it. You never have to fight the temptation to spend money that should be going toward your future. It just happens automatically, just like your phone bill. But do not forget to adjust your automation when your situation changes. If you get a raise, increase your savings rate. If you pay off a debt, redirect that payment toward your investments. This paycheck routine is not rocket science, but it works because most people never follow a system. Start treating your money like the wealth-building tool it is. Automate everything and stick to the plan. In 5 years, you will be in a completely different financial world, while everyone else is still wondering where their money went. Success is not about luck. It is about the systems you put in place today. Make sure you are building a future you can be proud of. Your future self is counting on you to make the right choice with this paycheck. Thank you for being here and taking control of your financial life. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more strategies on building wealth in 2026. I will see you in the next one.